Not that easy of a test, especially if you struggle with factoring. This next section will be hard.
You should let us bring like a cheat sheet.
No cheat sheet. So, who's got number 1? Let's start somewhere. All right. 3 and -7, yes. So you just need that, they factored it for us, you just need the x values that make this equal 0. Brian, you need to be doing this.
Oh, I never had to do 2.
Okay, why? What do you think 2 is?
Well, if I had to guess, I'd say it's probably 0, but...
That's 1.
He looked at my paper, but it's not the only
What's
That
that?
The only answer.
What?
Oh, yeah, and then, it'd be 2/3.
Okay, no. All right, if you forget, here's what you do. You want 2x plus 1 to equal 0, right? And you solve this for x. But what's the quick trick? Okay, if it was just x plus 1, what would the answer be? -1. So in this case, it's -1/2.
Then it'd be a positive one.
Wait, don't you have to be in order? Or does it not matter?
No, these are just the answers. This one would be what? 4/3. Positive 4/3.
And then outside the parentheses is only 0.
Yeah, if you plug a 0 right here, 2 times 0 times whatever is 0.
Can you do another
one of those just for practice?
Oh, you're so kind.
All right, what would this be?
Maybe the trick is 7/5.
7/5.
And -5/6.
-5/6. Okay, start number 3. Shh. If you solve this with the method other than factoring, I'll just give you most of the credit. And the way I tell if you factored or not is basically if you showed work. Yes, quadratic formula would solve it, but I won't give you full credit for it. Later on, you're supposed to use quadratic formula. So if you do get stumped on the factoring, yeah, and I guess I'm not making you memorize this, apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
No.
No.
You can do it out there. Mr. Jordan, please.
I can make it number 1 on the test.
Yeah, no, you should make some
Actually, it's not that. I mean, you can keep it up there for reference, but like, you should put it as number 1, but like leave it up there so we get like 3 points.
Yeah, you should get bonus if you memorize it. Bonus.
How is he gonna do
You know what?
Yes, it'd be bonus.
Since this is the last test, I might do that.
Why?
So,
Take the
are
answer.
you keeping it up there or not?
Well,
Look at that.
Because I need to know if I need
you guys might need to remind me, but I'll take Hannah's suggestion. We'll make it a bonus. So that means it won't be on the board. If I forget to erase it, then it won't be a bonus. But okay, so that means
we have to memorize.
like I'll check it at the beginning of class, like the beginning of the test, and then I'll put it on the board. So you'll have to get the bonus at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll grade just that part at the beginning. Okay, does anybody know number 3 factors?
I do.
Okay, what do we do?
It's x and x minus 8 plus 4.
Right. What multiplies into -32, that adds up to -4. It's 8 and 4 multiply to 32. And how do we get them to add up to -4 if the 8 is negative? It's not quite the answer. Now it looks like number 1, so what is the answer? And just like all equations, you could plug these back in and make sure they actually work. Since this is a test, that might be a little more important. Does 8 squared minus, plug in 8, does 8 squared minus 4 times 8 minus 32 equals 8? Okay, number 4, somebody else get that one? Alright, Hank.
It'd be x minus 1 and x plus 5.
Okay, yeah. What multiplies into negative 5 is 5 and negative 1. And it also adds up to 4. So what x values,
1 and negative 9.
what does this color remind you guys of?
Huh? Jesus.
Oh, you?
Oh, you.
Alabama.
The correct
Oh,
answer is
Arkansas.
America.
ketchup.
Ketchup, Trump.
It could be the Chicago Bulls.
You're all wrong with ketchup. Alright.
Yeah, or the Miami Heat. They're down 2-1, Dad.
Alright, I shouldn't have brought up the ketchup thing. Keep going. Do number 5.
You're Miami Heat aren't winning.
Alright, Owen, how's this one factor?
You find out what gives it 36, so it would be 6 and 6.
Does that add up to 12?
Yeah, x plus 6, x plus 6.
Okay, so what's this answer?
X equals negative 6.
Okay, this one only has one answer because it's a double. Oh yeah, let's make sure those are open. That one open?
Devin.
Might not-
Devin.
might not know
Devin.
today.
I hope Adrian is not saying how to buy it.
Okay, how about number 6? Shh, 6 is a little bit different. How do we do this one?
Would it be plus or minus?
Take stuff out.
Take stuff out. What comes out of both of these?
Jesse.
X. What's left if we divide both of these by x? X plus 7.
0, negative
Yeah, if there's an x on the outside, 0 is going to work. All right, next section. What do you think they mean, solve by taking roots? What do you think that means?
You square root both of them.
It's where you can square root to help you solve. This works only on simple, like this would not work on number 6 because you have a 7x and you can't just square root that. That won't help. But when you just have like an x squared and a number, you can do it. This.
Why is it called square root?
Yeah, what is the origin of that?
Because square numbers means, okay, so 3 squared is 9, right? So the square root, like root means where you came from, right? Like it's the
Like the
origin.
beginning.
So it's like the origin. So the square root of 9 is 3. All right, anyway. Let's do, 7 is pretty easy, but it's also pretty easy to get it partially wrong.
who's school next week? Oh, I feel like right.
You can do that. Just I'm expecting it. What?
Figure it out. She laughed. Is it a song? Yeah.
All right, number 7. Okay, Manny, what do we do?
You square root both sides. Where you get x equals plus or minus 7.
Right, it's the plus or minus part that I'm expecting people to forget. I probably should have left more room in here. Let's get this down. Okay. Jackson, what do you think on this one? What should we do?
You would square x
Okay, square root again. So, on the left side, what am I going to have? On the right side, what am I going to have? Okay, a little bit off. Plus or minus. Yeah. Easy to forget that, isn't it? Okay, then what do I do to solve this? Add 5. So it's positive 6 plus 5 and negative 6 plus 5. So you can go ahead and finish that. Positive 6 plus 5 is 11, and negative 6 plus 5, negative 1. Again, you could plug this into the original problem and see if they make sure these both work. 11 minus 5 is 6. 6 squared is 36. Negative 1 minus 5 is negative 6. Squared is positive 36.
There's sometimes right when it's like, will that be on the test, but it's like not one that doesn't work, so it's like no solution.
You know what? I don't remember. It's possible. And I don't have the answer sheet. So
Is it just no solution? If it
Uh,
doesn't plug in?
yeah, it's no real solution is what we put on those.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I'm not sure I put one of those on the test. I would have to go look at it.
Jake, with finals next week.
Yeah, we just have to ask.
I think all
Dude, I'm telling you, he has like a house behind his face. It's like,
She said sex.
it's your razor. Yes.
Hey guys, stop chatting. You should be doing this right here. Yeah,
When are we doing the math study?
after the test. Yep. All right. I should have gone around so I don't have to find different people. Bo, what's my A, B, and C on number 9?
3, 2, negative 5.
Okay, and then if I plug that in the quadratic formula,
-3 plus or minus.
Hold on, start again.
Or -2 plus or minus -2. -4 times 3 times -5, and then over 2 times 3.
Okay, missed one thing. Or if you said it, I didn't hear you. You didn't say the square right there. Alright, what does that come out to? That's 4 plus 64. So the square root becomes 8. So -2 plus 8 over 6 and -2 minus 8 over 6. So this would be 6 over 6, which is 1. And this would be -10 over 6, which is -5/3. All right. Corbin, what do we do first on number 10?
You would subtract 1, put it to the side.
Yeah, we want everything to look like number 9. So we need to move everything to one side. So we would subtract 1. What about this 2x?
You would subtract
Tax.
1, but 175.
Okay, you would subtract 1 and 2x. Okay, but you can only add or subtract like terms. So 4x squared minus 2x does not mix, but -5 minus 1 does. Okay, then you have an A, B, and C. So Corbin, what's the A, B, and C?
4, -2, and 6. -6.
Okay, and then if we plug it in, what do we get?
It would be 2, since they cancel out, and then plus or minus square root -2 squared minus 4 times 4 times -6 divided by 2 times 4.
All right, he didn't necessarily say it wrong, but there's something wrong with how I wrote this.
Parentheses.
Okay, yeah, we want to square all of B, so that would include the negative. So if you have a negative right there, you would need it in parentheses. I think this is 100, and the square root of 100 is 10. So 2 plus 10 is 12, and 12 over 8 reduces 3 over 2. 2 minus 10 is -8, divided by 8 is -1. All right, that's the last of those. Make sure you show some work on this tomorrow. That way if you get it wrong, I might still be able to give you partial credit if I can see you did some work right. 1 and 2, you can't really show anything, but the rest of them you can.
I agree with you.
Okay. Hannah, what's the A, B, and C? What do we need to do first on 11? Let's start with that.
You need to bring negative 4 to the other side, so you add 4, so it's x squared plus 4x minus 5.
Okay, she added 4x over, so it's on the left side now. So what's my A, B, and C?
A equals 1, B equals 4, and C equals -5.
Okay, and then if I plug it in,
It would be negative 4 plus or minus 4 squared in square root of 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 5 over divided by 2 times.
okay, let's see, what was that? 16 plus 20, 36. These all come out nice. Negative 4 plus or minus 6 over 2. So negative 4 plus 6 is 2, divided by 2 is 1. Negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10, divided by 2 is negative 5. Okay, one more of those, and then do the next section.
Jesse got it. Jesse B.
What was
Hmm? Oh, yeah. 14. All right. What should we do on 12 first? Luke, have you done one already?
Yeah.
Plus 2, yeah. Okay, and those don't mix, right? So it's just plus 2. All right. Lauren, what's my A, B, and C?
Negative 6
Huh? 1, negative 6, and 2. And then if you plug those in, what do we get?
positive 6 plus or minus square root negative 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times
Forgot the bottom.
over 2 times 1.
Okay, and again, the negative 6 right there would need to be in parentheses. Okay, so what's that? 36 minus 8 is 28. This one doesn't come out so nice. It's square root of 28, which is 2 square root of 7. So 6 plus or minus 2 square root of 7 over 2. Can we simplify this any? Actually, yes, because these are all divisible by 2 all the terms. That term, that term, that term. They're divisible by 2, so they kind of just reduce. So it's just 3 plus or minus 1 square root of 7. Okay, so the next section is solved by the method of your choice.
Let's just do quadratic formula.
Well, we're not doing it together. You guys all choose your own.
Did you say
Well, I have a question.
3 plus or minus square root of 7. What was your question?
Well, we solved it, and it puts the answer in two different things, so they're almost exactly the same
Hmm?
thing.
That's the answer in 2 different things.
I don't know.
Let me see.
The negative is right there on one of them, but we changed the sign. It's up
Yeah,
there.
calculator does some weird stuff sometimes.
I asked it multiple times, but like, I don't understand, so like.
Wait, how would that work?
Write it down on your paper and all. Huh?
If you use factoring for 13, don't you have to multiply 1
13 does factor, but it's the harder version. I don't know if you guys remember how to do that, but I'll talk about. It does factor. Not every question does factor, by the way, so sometimes you have to use quadratic formula. Whoops. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Do you guys remember how to factor 13?
Sort of. No.
What goes into 9x squared?
3,
3x times 3x. What goes into 1? Oh, this doesn't, oh, I got the wrong numbers up here. That should have been a 6.
No.
Oh, that's okay. All right. This one actually doesn't factor. So, my bad. We'll just leave it like that. That's fine. We'll just leave it. So, you would have to use quadratic formula on that one. Lots of 9s. What is that? Ooh, it's a mess. 81 minus 36. 45. Okay, so it's negative 9 plus or 9 minus square root of 45 is 3 square root of 5 over 18. This does reduce because what are all 3 of these divisible by? 3. So if you divide them all by 3, you would get that. So what did your calculator spit
I
out?
put like, it said the 3 was there, like the negative was there on the 3, and then it was, then the next answer was right there.
Yeah, and it's not a plus.
Well, it was just plus, it was just plus, no plus or minus.
Okay. I don't know.
Negative 3. Would you accept?
Of course it's I don't know why your calculator does that. Technically it is correct. Probably because when the leading term is negative, it just writes it weird. But yes, of course the calculator is right. But I don't know. This is the easier way to write it. Okay, 4, I definitely would not use quadratic formula.
14.
What are the answers on 14? 0. Okay, 0 and 4. Now, does it matter that there's an x squared there? No. Because if I plug in a 0 right here, we get 0 squared times 5 is still 0 times that. So 0 and 4. Don't make it too hard. 15, I would factor, but how would you do? Take stuff out. It's kind of like number 6. If you did want to do quadratic formula, what would it be? 10, 15, and 0. Because there is no like plus number over here, so it's like a 0. The easier way, if you can factor, is take out 5x. And if you divide these by 5x, you get 2x plus 3. Then it's kind of like number 14 at that point. So x is 0 or negative 3s.
Where'd you get 3 from again?
I took out a 5x out of both of these. When you take something out, you're dividing it out. So 15x divided by 5x
Oh, yeah.
is 3. But you can choose, so if you don't like factoring, you can do quadratic formula. You just gotta know what your A, B, and C are. Alright, I think we got one more of these. Okay. This one factors, although I'm sure most of us have forgotten how. But if you wanted to do quadratic formula on this one, what would the A, B, and C be?
9, -4,
No, it'd be 9.
0.
The next comes the x term. What's the x term? Not there. So it's 0, -4. Hey, stop playing. Okay, do you guys remember, anybody remember how this factors though?
Square minus square.
Square minus a square. Because both of these have square roots. What's this? 3x and 2. So it's 3x plus 2, 3x minus 2. So x is basically plus or minus 2/3.
Don't you also like take roots?
Huh?
Like when you.
Oh, yes. So Avery said take square roots like we did on the third section or whatever. So you could get x squared by itself. So there's 3 ways to do this one. You square root that. Okay, whichever way is easiest, I guess. Okay, we got 2 left, and guess what they are? Graphing. But I am
Did
not.
you do word problems on the test?
No, I didn't put any on there.
Yes! That was what I was most scared about.
I'm
That
telling
was
you.
what I was thinking about too. Basketball.
I wasn't scared about any of it, I know I know each and every part. I'll read all these. Your brother.
What number are we on? Is that 17?
Yeah.
Alright, you guys remember how we did these graphs? Well, we started, definitely the best way is to, that was pretty good. Started by finding the vertex. Okay. What does this plus 2 do to the graph?
Oh, move it up.
Makes it go up 2. So where's the vertex going to be at? 0, 2. So if you know that, then the rest of the graph is easy. Now you could just start plugging in random points and try and figure out what the graph looks like. Like I could just plug in 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever, -1, and see if I can get the shape figured out. But if you start from the vertex, it makes it much easier. What did I do after the vertex?
Pick 1 and 2, right? The 2
Yeah,
closest to it.
I had it, yes. So I do want 5 points on the graph as well, the vertex and 4 other points. So if I plug in 1, 1 squared is 1 times -1/2 is -1/2 plus 2 is 1.5. And then if I plug in 2, 2 squared is 4 times -1/2 is -2 plus 2, 0. So 0, 2. You guys remember what is the negative going to do to the graph?
It's gonna make it go
Make
down.
it goes down, and the half makes it flatter. So 1, 1.5, 2, 0. And why did I only do 3 points?
Because we don't need more.
It's upside down.
Be- You just mirror it over. That's the vertex, so this one goes across over here. This one goes across over here. Okay, 18. Last one.
Yeah.
Alright, where is the vertex going to be?
0, -3.
No. What's that do? What's minus 2?
Right, two.
Right 2. So, right 2,
Oh.
down 3. So where is right 2 down 3? 2, -3. So what should I maybe plug in? 3 and 4. Could do 1 and 0. That would work also. If I plug in, yeah, I'll do 3 and 4. That'll be a little easier. If I plug in 3 minus 1 is 1 squared is 1 minus 3. -2. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 3. There it is. So this is the vertex, so this is the middle. So this goes over here, and this goes way over there. Alright, how about we just all ace our last test, wouldn't that be nice?
I don't even have a grade.
Why do I even bother grading?